Nice to meet you all again. It's been only 1 week since the last time we met here, and that means that we are delivering super fast, awesome progress, fast results, and we are here. We are supposed to update to the public more often, as normal people do. So yeah, let me remind to everyone who's watching us, last week we met here and the product teams presented like the technical solution, the beta version of the apps. And today we're here to see how the founders managed to work with their user base, with all the traction that they've been growing over the last 2 months. So I'm really excited to see how the things were going for you guys and where you're at now. It's not the end of the journey, for none of you. It's even not the middle. It's like still the beginning, but I'm glad you have these amazing results and progress already. And we'll be starting with Andy with Fudgify, like the last time. So please, Andy, I guess you can share your screen if you have some slides. Yep.
Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Andy. I'll be sharing some updates today about Fudgify. So 82% of internet traffic is video. That's an increase from 73% in 2017. It's so clear that we're a video-centric society, and it's growing fastest in the short-form video market with a massive boom in user-generated content on TikTok, Reels, and YouTube. On a side note, Twitter's also growing, and they've achieved a record number of daily active users in recent months. There's even ghostwriters making money by offering coaching to Twitter users how to write more engaging threads and more engaging tweets. But today it's harder than ever to make content for more than one platform because it's time consuming and there's a knowledge gap on how to make the video. Take, for example, this fitness instructor on Twitter. He is nowhere to be seen on TikTok or Instagram Reels, and he's missing out on thousands of additional followers and millions of views from people who exclusively use these platforms. In fact, 63% of TikTok users don't even have a Twitter account. So the opportunity cost for this fitness coach is massive for staying on Twitter. So Fudgify solves this problem by using AI. It takes a tweet and it creates video out of it. It finds background video that matches keywords and adds captions and voiceover effects. And the final result is stunning video for TikTok. During the nanogrid, I was able to get 150 waitlist signups and deliver one prototype, very early concept to get feedback. And during the bootcamp, I worked with Paralect to launch an MVP. We got 30 downloads, got a lot of key feedback, and I added 50 new waitlist I added 50 new signups to the waitlist. That's partly thanks to a website redesign that saw 900 unique visits in 4 days. With the key feedback I got, I refined the video formulas further, and I onboarded a few clients. I'll get to that in a few more slides. But during this bootcamp, I realized that the scope for Fudgify is a lot bigger than what I initially thought, and that Twitter users is just a subset of the market. We can tackle the faceless account niche as well. I'm sure you've seen videos like this on TikTok, which is motivational quotes, coaching on top of background videos with sound and music, and they get a ton of engagement and traction. And there's even channels on YouTube dedicated to teaching people how to make accounts like these. Those also amass thousands of views. In fact, on TikTok, I came across these 2 videos that shows you how to make faceless videos using AI step by step. And the amazing thing is it literally talks about Fudgify without mentioning Fudgify, because Fudgify does this all automatically. And look at the engagement it got, like millions of views, hundreds of thousands of likes. People want to make faceless accounts. It's one of those side hustles in 2023 that everyone's talking about. So some feedback from the MVP. The UI worked very well. It just works, like it's so clear and easy, but people were not ready to post the video yet because they wanted to see a bit more, such as more background video, more engaging captions, support for threads, and less robotic voices. So I took this feedback on board and I took it upon myself to create videos myself out of this feedback. So I challenged myself to make a TikTok account from nothing. I gave myself 6 days to do it. And the rules were simple. I would take the same tech stack as the MVP, basically the same stock footage library that Fudgify uses, the same voice over software, and make these videos myself out of the tweets. I was not allowed to alter the tweet in any way. This is the account. It got in total 9,000 views and 750 likes out of the videos I made. These are the videos Fudgify will eventually make. Here's one of the examples. So the tweet on the left is mirrored in the video on the right. It's exactly the same. This is the first video I posted. It got 600 views, 23 likes. Another example, it did a bit better. I'm aware there's it's on mute, but there is a better voice and some music in the background. So with these results, I took this content and I approached some people, some of the users who are very excited for Fudgify, and I offered to create accounts for them and create content for them. They have a combined following of 700,000 followers on Twitter. They're very good at what they do. They post a lot of niche content. So I onboarded them and I'm working with them. And essentially the next steps for Fudgify is to produce content like the videos you saw and grow accounts and the client base for these people and collect testimonials so that I can show that Fudgify really works. I can prove the concept with statistics. I will iterate the product further and scope it out so that it's not limited to just tweets. Maybe you could type in any text, so it opens it up to anyone who wants to make videos like you saw. And finally, I will hit the TikTok marketing hard and sell video credits at early bird pricing. So thank you for listening, and I welcome any questions.
Thank you, Andy. That's great pitch. I really loved your examples from the real world. Like you took the screenshots of the accounts who are doing pretty well, like in one social media network, and they don't have any presence in any others. And I personally have a question. Those guys that you mentioned on the slides, like the couple of slides before, with a lot of followers, are these guys from your initial wait list, or you reached them out after having this better app?
The faceless accounts, the TikTok accounts, are those the people you're referring to?
Yeah, you had 4 people on the slides with
4 people. Yes, these were people on the wait list. They were incredibly excited about Fudgify, and they kept on reaching out to me, like, when is it ready? When can I try it? All of that. So yes, they were on the wait list.
Yeah, that's great. And all those, you mentioned 30 people from your wait list, all of them were from there, or some new people came when you announced like the launch of the beta?
Mostly from the waitlist. A few came from the beta. A few of them were on Android. It's an iOS app, so they couldn't download it. There was some of that, but mostly from the initial waitlist.
Great. And how will you make them stay with you, not to go in a way?
So I think working closely with them right now and building relationships with them will be a key factor in keeping them in the beginning, but also it will help spread the word. I'm sure I'm working with them so that they could talk about Fudgify and advertise it, promote it for me. So that's the idea, is to have key relationships with big accounts like these, and they will help me accelerate further.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, Andy. Great progress and a really amazing job. So Norris, you are the next with carousel boxing. Every time are you joining with your iPad? Because when you're moving your finger to the camera, I feel like you hit me like that.
That's just a boxing thing. What can I say, Victoria?
Yeah, I get it.
that might be a little bit better. Hello, everybody. Andy, that's a lovely presentation. I'm definitely going to use Fudgify for my TikTok, for my Twitter too. Just let me open up my deck.
Awesome.
Hello, everybody. My name is Norris Panton. I'm a fitness industry veteran and the co-founder of Carousel Boxing. Carousel is an intelligent audio exercise coaching app. I had a really successful career in fitness, working my way up from club manager to board director. And I worked for some of the biggest health club chains in the UK, so I understand the fitness space really well. And there is a problem.
Sorry, Norris, are you supposed to share a screen right now? Because we don't see your screen.
Oh gosh, did I do this last time as well? Let me get the share.
It's better to find out it in the beginning rather than in the very end.
Thank you for that. Let me just work it out now. I'm going to flick it around. Sorry, Victoria.
No worries. We can see a screen right now.
Fantastic. Let's go back to the beginning if we can. Sorry to mess it up. Yeah, okay, we know who I am. To talk about what the problem is, most of us want to be healthier and fitter. That makes sense. However, most of us will never join a gym or use a personal trainer. So many reasons why. Maybe we did join the gym, but we never showed up, so we don't see it as value for money. Maybe we feel a little bit intimidated in a gym environment or with a personal trainer. Maybe we just can't get out of work in time, 6 o'clock, to make our favorite class. It might be that we don't have the knowledge that we need to use the equipment in the gym. There's so many reasons why we don't join the gym or use a personal trainer. So we need to try and find a way to make exercise coaching more accessible, more convenient, and more affordable. So Carousel has created an intelligent audio workout app that will do 2 things. The first thing is pre-recorded workouts, audio, because for so many exercise styles, video coaching doesn't work. Imagine you're out running, or if you're cycling, or even if you're playing golf. Video coaching doesn't work. You can't look at a screen. Audio is a solution. It's exactly the same in boxing or martial arts where you're training the round, so you can't look at a screen for your coaching. Audio is a solution. The second thing that we do is we provide personal training using motion sensors and machine learning to understand your movement patterns. And then you can get personalized real-time coaching via the voice assistant on your mobile phone during your workout. We become a personal trainer in your ear. When I took part in the first part of the challenge, Nano Grit Challenge, I didn't really know what I was doing. I managed to present a deck to 3-4 different investors, and the deck just didn't make any sense. So I got nowhere with it. So what I really got from that first 30 days is I became clear about what my proposition was. It was challenged. We talked about it. We asked questions about it. It made me really clear about what I was doing. And actually, I realized at that point that working solo wasn't the way. I was massively overloaded. I needed to find a team to help me. I needed some support. I needed to be able to delegate some of the work that I was doing so that I could achieve all my goals. I was really good on LinkedIn. I managed to add over 400 new connections, but I was terrible on Twitter. And I realized that Gen Z exercises, they're all on TikTok, so I need to get onto TikTok. Actually, the waitlist piece was easy on that first 30 days because there's half a dozen Carousel coaches that are all still coaching face-to-face. So almost everybody that we added to the waitlist were people that we'd already known, people that we'd sweated with for months and months. So it was easy to get to that point on the waitlist. But I realized those people, they love us. They're just going to say nice things about whatever we do. I need to find a way to broaden our prospect pool, to broaden our user pool so I can get real feedback. I had a much better time the second 30 days. I managed to really update my pitch deck, and now I think it's reasonably clear what we do and what our place is in the market. I went through this investability rating thing with Capital Pilot. We scored really well and improved the score from the previous deck. And now I've got another pitch day coming up in the next couple of days. We've also managed to add some other coaches to our roster of coaches. So we've got somebody who specializes in meditation, somebody who specializes in running. We've got another Pilates coach, a yoga coach. I know that we're called Carousel Boxing, but actually boxers train a full range of strength, speed, stamina, flexibility exercises. It's more than just boxing, even at this point. We've also got some real high quality sports tech specialists as board advisors. One of them comes from a competitor that spent 4 years with that competitor, so their insight is just wonderful. And another one spent a lot of time marketing digital products with Nike. So now we've got a big enough team, I think, to be able to take the business forward. We made loads more connections on social this second time around with the boot camp, and actually they were much more targeted. We've got over 600 connections that are what I would consider to be target customers, and they're from all over the place. And we've also had some really good stuff come out of LinkedIn. So an agency that specializes in TikTok, not my skill set, is going to create 30 days of content for us to sort of kickstart our TikTok campaign. And actually, although we only added another 100 or so people to the waitlist, I think they're far more indicative of the traction we've got because they're completely new. I don't know them from Adam, and they've just seen the content that we've posted and become interested in what we're doing. 4 of those new leads are actually gyms, so we can go beyond just selling to a single customer and start to sell to enterprise. I've realized that the way forward for us is to find a way to build a community so we can give them something before we try and sell them something. So that's kind of one of the key next stages for us, to build an online community where we can add a bit of value to the target market. We've also managed to get a connection on LinkedIn with an influencer agency that specializes in gym and lifestyle, and they're going to put a review on their website as soon as we're ready to launch. We're there or thereabouts with our beta build. We'd expect it to go live in the next 3 or 4 days in the App Store. So that looks like a crazy slide. The next 3 months, the overall objective is to get 300 users who can give us some really useful, timely feedback on what we've built. The first month's actually about trying to onboard the waitlist that we have and adding some tutorial content so we can take people who have never done these exercises from 0 to sort of 6, 7 out of 10. And that way they'll enjoy the content that we've got on the app so much more. The second month is really about trying to onboard some of the gyms that have reached out to us, and again, adding more workouts so we've got a bigger shot to be able to offer people something that they can try as a workout. And then the third month's about collaboration with either big gym operators and or sports equipment makers that are working in the same space but are selling a different product to us, but it might be a nice way for us to work together to achieve our goals. Looks like a hectic 3 months. Thank you for listening to the presentation. Look out for the iOS app when it launches in the next few days.
Thank you, Norris. I see in the comments in the YouTube broadcast, John is going to be, seems like he's going to be a first user. He says, can't wait to try it out. And Tyler from Twitter, I remember this guy also says, like, thank you for speaking. And yeah, Norris, I noticed in the last slides, you promised daily podcasts in July. So it's July already. When do we expect your first podcast?
So we've recorded the first 3 or 4. I've got 40 people lined up. So I guess we'll start as soon as we put the app into the App Store, which hopefully will be Monday coming.
But you don't need the app to start this podcast, right?
But the purpose of the podcast is to review the app and talk about it.
All right.
I want to try and connect the two if I can.
Okay, and did I get it right that for now, you're going to target only those who are listening to the workouts, not those who provide in them? Because if I remember, you also plan to target like B2B sector for the personal trainers who will provide these workouts.
Yeah, so we've got some more development to do, but at some point we'll make the shift of content from us to exercises. We'll make that shift so that we become the platform in the middle as a marketplace. So personal trainers can add their content. We'll refine the content. We'll make it better audio. and then they'll be able to target their existing customers and other customers. But that's a sort of a medium-term objective, to become a marketplace rather than us to exercisers.
All right. And initial content before those personal trainers come on board is like all recorded by yourself?
Half a dozen of us that are carousel coaches, yeah.
Okay. And the last question from my side, probably. You mentioned that once you build a community, you're going to sell something, like sell additional values. What are those values that you're going to monetize in your app?
So the idea of the community, that's the sticky piece for us in the app. So hopefully, if John wants to train with one of his team or some of his friends from work, he'll be able to form his own little community, user to user, so that they can train together. So that's how we see the community working for the product. But actually, the community is broader than that. It's about bringing lots of trainers, personal trainers, boxing coaches, sports trainers together, and helping them, giving them some guidance on how they might grow their business, improve their content, build in public, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and I also think that you'll get more insights while you'll be talking to the users, reviewing the app, getting the feedbacks. Maybe it will help you to come up with those features that are going to be most valuable and easily sellable to them. Yeah, good strategy. Thank you, Norris. Great results. Great job. And thanks for your energy as always. So next, we're moving next to Sarah with Muda Hub.
Hi, Victoria. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Sarah.
Let me just share my screen.
Sorry, Norris, one more comments for you from Tyler. Tyler can't wait to hear your podcast.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see that.
Mm-hmm. So, hi everybody, I'm Sarah. I'm the founder of Muda Hub, the startup that drives the fashion industry towards sustainability very seamlessly. And I just want to mention that I have a crazy vision or a crazy goal, which is to gather the fashion industry under one global community. So we're starting to do that step by step. Before I tell you about Muda Hub, I'm going to talk about a bit about how the idea of Muda Hub arose and the basis behind it. So during my last 9-to-5 job, I came across the fact that the fashion industry is one of the largest polluters in the world, coming after oil and gas, which is massive. And I had to dig deeper. I realized that the main reasons are the actions of fashion consumers and fashion brands. And relating this and the shocking facts that I came across, I found that I am a contributor myself. So as you can see here, more than $500 billion in value are lost every year from underutilized clothes and lack of recycling, which are problems that I both have. And 65% of individuals have garments they haven't even worn. So I started thinking on how I can approach this, and I found a smart way of doing it is to start by solving the fashion consumers' problems, guiding them towards right actions, and then escalating the impact to reach brands until we all have a positive environmental impact. So Muda Hub will start as a social fashion hub, which is a first, that allows users to maximize their wardrobes by uploading their clothes, styling their outfits and requesting help when needed, and selling what they don't need anymore. So basically, we're telling people to use what they have most efficiently before buying something new. And I'm giving them something fun to play with, and it's social, and it's not like the burden of sustainability when people think about it. So I just have to mention that NanoGrit was a life-changing experience for me. I have done so much in very short 2 months. And yeah, so during NanoGrit, I was able because of building in public, to gather a community of amazing 310 people, where I was lucky to talk to 20 of the waitlist users, and I have met 20 amazing founders from the community. I also onboarded 3 advisors who each will contribute in their area of expertise to Muda Hub. And I also realized this, the importance of this step is the fact that I need guidance, and the fact that not everyone knows everything. So you have to onboard right people to go to the right direction. And I got way too far with building in public, and I started reaching out to magazines and to communities to feature Muda Hub. And I'm proud to be featured in Haya magazine and Female Founders. After Nano Grit, I'm happy to have been accepted in bootcamp. And in only 2 weeks, we were able to develop an MVP, a web app MVP. I onboarded 60 beta users who are crazy about the idea. They love it, and they're super excited to what's coming. I also continued with my investor communications. And what's really interesting about what happened last month is how Muda Hub went viral on TikTok. So I could have 30,000 followers, and I got more than 1 million TikTok likes and more than 14 million TikTok views in only 1 month. I also was able to onboard 30 additional community members on the waitlist, and I spoke to 20 of them. In terms of next steps, I truly believe that there are several aspects, very important aspects, that should be worked on. Of course, the most important one is the product. So I plan on working further towards the mobile app, because every time I spoke to one of the 60 beta testers, they pointed on the importance of having a more seamless experience and a more user-friendly experience, which the mobile app will give. And I plan on gradually introducing extra features that are announced to be coming soon on the app. One of them is the marketplace and the social aspect of the application. And I got a lot of interest for the AI virtual styling, which honestly was not a plan of mine, but speaking to the people who are going to use Muda Hub, this feature showed a lot of interest from them. Other than the product, in terms of branding, although I'm doing well and I've had like a lot of followers on different social media platforms and with attraction on TikTok and so on, I realized the importance of branding and content. So I really want to spend the next couple of months working on a very professional content strategy instead of posting just to post. So I want it to be studied. And I want to work on professional brand material for my go-to-market strategy, like professional videos, teasers, tutorials, and so on, before I utilize the unfair advantage that I have. So I already have free access to more than 40 million target audience under Muda Hub's target audience. So to be able to reach out to them and convince them, they have to fully understand what Muda Hub is. And I truly believe that this brand material will do that. Apart from Muda Hub, I have a dream to be listed on the Forbes 30 under 30. So I'm going to be very courageous and apply this year, because it's my last chance before hitting the big 3-0. And in terms of funding, as I have always done, I plan on continuing my efforts and keep communicating with investors, looking for programs and grants that are relevant and that will add value to Muda Hub. And that was it. Thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Thank you, Sarah. Your progress is like, it's so great, especially with the TikTok. Did you notice when it gets so viral? Did you start using Fujify or what?
Honestly, I tried Fujify, but I had the little credits, and I'm not very strong on TikTok. But I think I was one of the early adopters of Fujify. So because I'm not very good at Twitter, I need to work on myself a bit.
All right. And I use TikTok because that is just promoting your, I don't know, your brand, your app, or your potential audience is mostly sitting there.
Yeah, so on TikTok, what I did, because as you know, creating content is really time consuming and it needs a lot of effort and the know-how. So this is what I'm planning on doing on within the next couple of months. But what I did in TikTok is like use already created content to highlight what Muda Hub will do, to understand like, are people interested in like closets and styling and like the features indirectly, and this is where the hype began.
Great. And what other channels do you plan to reach out to users from?
So I already have good presence on Instagram with almost 40K followers. I'm already utilizing it. And I didn't mention the traction that I had on other channels for Muda Hub, but on Instagram, I have 450 followers for Muda Hub. On Twitter, 50. On LinkedIn, 250 almost. What else?
That's really good numbers. Why didn't you include it in say pitch deck? And do you plan to convert any percentage of those followers from a social media to Muda Hub users?
Of course, I'm just waiting for the right time. I think I've built in public, and I like everyone knows that Sarah is related to Muda Hub, you know. But I really believe that you have only one chance to reach out to people and give them what they need. So this is what I want to do: is create the right content, make Muda Hub as understandable as possible before I approach these people.
And how will you find out that this time is the most proper one? I should go there.
No, it's the right time. Honestly, I reached a level that I tested Muda Hub with the people that I know. I know what they need and what they don't need. What's just missing is the right content for this step, and I'm working on it. Hopefully, very soon.
Great. That's great that you're already getting some insights from the users and you'll listen to them, like with the AI features, you're putting it into your roadmap. So good job. And Tyler also sent you a message that you are doing great, Sarah. And I agree.
Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you, Sarah, for your pitch, for attraction, for your energy as well. Thanks a lot. And we are moving to Sachin with the Leap Room.
Hi, guys. Sorry, my presentation is slightly long.
But you are the last, so you have a little bit more time than the others.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Can you see my screen now?
I guess in 1 second we'll see it. Something is loading. Yeah, we can see that.
Okay. So hi, guys. Welcome to Leap Room. Just a second. So you've seen this slide for the third time. I showed it to you last week. So I'll reiterate what the problem is. So the problem that Leap Room is trying to solve is to help small founders all over the world find talented interns and early graduates who can help them build their business. And at the same time, we are also helping students all over the world find relevant internships for their career. So to help these founders and these students, we built a web app, a simple beta app where founders are able to find vetted interns and early graduates. And the web app was built keeping in mind that founders or companies are going to be the key users. And we are currently helping these founders hire for various roles in tech, sales, marketing, design. And we also built a small flow for students where students are able to submit their CVs and their contact information in case they are looking for jobs. So the traction that we've had in the past 2 months is this. So we are currently working with 5 clients, out of which 3 are paid, 2 are free, and 1 payment has been received. we've had 30 plus founder signups, out of which there are founders from who are bootstrapped, founders who have raised VC funds. We've had 70 plus student signups, including students from USA, France, Nigeria, India. So currently, we are working with 5 clients, but I also had 2 other clients. Unfortunately, they had some issues internally in their own companies. So in total, over the last few weeks, I have helped hiring for 31 roles, for which I've received 3,000 plus applicants. So, for example, this founder hired for 1 role, this guy hired for 6 interns. This has been done. This is ongoing where he's hiring for 3 interns. This guy, he's my biggest client. He's given me 14 intern positions. James is also my current client. He's hiring for 3 interns. And these 2 founders, I helped them find candidates, but they had some internal company decisions for which they decided not to hire interns. So the interesting thing is that even though Ankush did not hire an intern, he still complimented our platform, and he said that he will reach out to us again. So it was unfortunate because he decided not to work with interns. I mean, you all know it's a very difficult market for hiring. And other than that, Ashni, whom I helped hire 6 interns, he gave me a very good recommendation. And even Prince, whom I helped land an internship, he was also very grateful for the opportunity. So in terms of community, in the past 3 weeks, I built a 350 plus WhatsApp group of students who are looking for internships. I have also tied up with colleges. I've tied up with IIT Bombay, which is India's #1 engineering college. I've tied up with Emory University, which is a top 30 US university. And I also sponsored an event, a tech event at Cornell University, which helped me get CVs of students from Cornell University as well. So in terms of socials, it was a good month. I gained around 102 followers on Twitter, 507 followers on Instagram, 541 followers on LinkedIn, and I also started the company account for Leap Room, and we got like 2,600 followers in just 3 weeks. So it just goes to show how much interest students have in landing in landing internships and jobs. So this is my dream project right now. I'm working on my podcast. So I was doing a user interview for Leap Room last month, and then I happened to talk to Charles, and I connected with him a lot. So I'm bringing him as my first guest on my podcast. My setup is ready. I just need to get my camcorder, and all the other things have been bought, lights and everything else. So hopefully the teaser will come this week, and I start shooting the episode next week. So now this is an interesting thing that happened. So as I said, I was working on sourcing candidates for 31 roles in the past 3 weeks. And what was happening was I had to manually screen 3,000 resumes in 2 weeks. I actually spent 60 hours just to go through each resume, and then I had to do technical screening. I had to do interviews. So this was taking up a lot of my time. And then I figured, why can't I just do this with AI? So I asked my recruiter friends, because I've been working as a freelance recruiter for some time. And they told me that, yeah, you can easily do this with AI. So the 2 questions that I faced during this phase was, are most recruiters facing this problem? And can we really solve this with AI? So we now have a new ICP, which is Toby, a global recruiter. I don't know if you've seen The Office, but he's the guy who's pretty much hated. So we are now trying to solve a new problem for recruiters. And in order to understand whether this can be an opportunity, I started doing some user interviews. I spoke to some big people in corporates. I spoke to Puneet, he's the vice president global talent at PayPal. I spoke to Martina, she works as the global talent head at Basis, who have just recently raised $25 million. Michael runs a successful agency for sports tech hiring, and I have more user interviews scheduled. So basically, these people gave me insights on how to build an AI product which can help in reducing this screening problem, which not only me, but many recruiters are also facing. So in the past 3 weeks, I actually got a great chance to look into a lot of AI tools and got some good AI ideas. And currently, we have decided that if we proceed to the next phase, we are going to build an AI technical screening tool in the MVP and an AI team building tool in the MVP. So this way, what we can do is we can help recruiters and founders who are looking to hire. We can help them save a lot of time that they usually waste in screening these applications and resumes. And the plan for the product post MVP is to build an AI resume parser and an AI soft skill screening tool, and also to build ATS integrations and payroll integrations into all of this. So these ideas for the product, I'm getting this by talking to users. And for example, last week I spoke to Puneet. He told me to build a 3-layered screening AI tool. I spoke to Martina. She told me to build a soft skills tool using a framework in HR. So they are helping me with their products. I'm talking to users every week. I am going to talk to more HR people and more founders to figure out how to integrate AI into the platform. Basically, I just like to say that now going forward, Leap Room AI is going to help founders and recruiters hire the right talent. So I'm emphasizing on the word right talent because it's currently whatever products are there out in the market. Sure, they will help you find talent, but what matters is, are you hiring the right person for the right role? So as you can see, I've gained, my testimonial suggests that I emphasize a lot on ensuring that every founder or company gets the right person for the role. And my path going forward is to ensure that this happens at scale with the help of AI. So why Leap Room? Well, currently we are competing against job boards, LinkedIn, and virtualinternships.com specifically. And none of these other platforms have any AI screening abilities yet. They are not giving any recommendations based on which candidate is good for the role, which is not. They are not even giving any custom or tailor-made hiring strategies. All of these things we are doing in LeapRoom. Again, as I said, this is only to ensure that founders and companies hire the right people and they don't end up making hiring mistakes. Future plans, the plans is to increase our wait list by doing some cold outreach. I also want to tie up with more universities so that I have a good talent pipeline, especially in the US. I think it's easier here in India, but the US is a tough market, and I want to ensure that I tie up with more universities in the US. In terms of growth, I'm planning a podcast and I'm already posting content on Twitter. And once the MVP is live, my plan is to start posting content on LinkedIn as well. In terms of OKRs, the things that I'm going to measure and look forward to increasing our user interviews, because this is something that is giving me a lot of insights into how to build the product. I like talking to users. I'm also looking at total roles hired because it gives me good motivation that, hey, I know that I got X number of students placed and got them internships. And I'm also looking at the number of founders and recruiters onboarded into the web app. And finally, I'm going to look at MR. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sachin. Great presentation. You said it's going to be long, but it was like a normal one.
I was saying things fast. There was 15 slides.
Yeah, it seems like you've been talking a lot over the last time, like university students, employers, HRs, and that's great that you came up with a new problem, but you turned it into a new ICP, like a new feature that users can pay for. And are you gonna make it also like a paid feature that's AI screening tool for the HRs?
Yes. So what I'm thinking of is right now my target is to take my current founder and recruiter waiting list is at 30. So I want to take it up to 100 as fast as possible, because one thing I've learned from D2C marketing is that when you build a website, it's good to show logos, companies, 100 companies that are working with LeapRoom, so that is something that I'm targeting. So the current goal is to have a free plan where I let them access the AI tools for just one job. And then, as I said, like, people are reaching out for more roles to me. Like Abhay, for example, I gave him candidates for one role. After that, he told me I want 13 more interns. So just getting them one free job post, interns for one free job post, unlocks the opportunities for me, and I get a foot in the door, and then I'm able to help them hire for other roles as well.
Yeah, makes sense. And where do you put it into your roadmap, this feature? It was in post MVP, right?
Yeah, so currently what is being planned is I'm going to build so there are 3 layers of screening here. One is you screen the resumes, then you screen based on technical skills, then you screen on based on soft skills, and then there's a fourth layer which you probably do for enterprise companies only, which is manual screening. Right now, I'm not going after enterprise because that's a much tougher market. I'm going after small and mid-sized companies only. So right now, in the MVP phase, we are going to do the second level layer of screening, which is technical screening. It's slightly easier. And then after the MVP is done, we'll probably build the AI resume parser and the AI soft skill screening.
Okay, and regarding your strategy in terms of users acquisition, so you have different users like the employers, interns, now you have HRs, and who is the most difficult to reach out and get on board?
So I think in terms, the US talent is the most difficult because right now it's very easy for me to get talent people from Nigeria, from India. So US talent is harder. Actually, it's easy for me to get clients in the US. It's harder for me to find talent in the US because especially students and all, they are there in the university. So that is why I'm preferring the university approach where I tie up with the director of recruitment or such kind of people, and whenever I get a job position, I just give them a mail that, hey, this is an internship. The founder wants somebody in the US. If this is of interest to your student body, just forward it. So this is the strategy that I'm planning.
Yeah, and Chris here in the comments on the YouTube suggests you some cool idea. He says that most of the universities have their own podcasts, and typically they struggle getting cool external guests on board. So maybe you can join their podcasts as a cool guest, external guest, promoting your app and giving access to the students' ears.
I think I'd be honored to do that. I mean, I'd be pretty honored to do that. If they have podcasts, I'd definitely love to do that.
Yeah, I just researched because also Chris adds here that starting and growing your own podcast, to having something tangible impact will take a lot of time. So maybe it will be a good way to start off going to those podcasts. Also,
Makes sense.
Anastasia from your team left a comment that sounds really great. Tyler said that the best tools are made by the people who need them. So you're kind of user of your own app. And
Yeah, I wasted 1 week of my time just to go through 3,000 resumes. I was like, I'm not doing this again. If even I'm gonna build an AI tool for myself. Like I'm not gonna let other people face the situation that I faced.
Yeah, but that's for you as a founder, that's actually a good problem, having so many CVs to review. And one more point to Chris. So I support Chris' idea for going to the university podcast. I remember you were posting on Twitter that you need new camera to start your podcast. So that's kind of a blocker for you right now.
My camera, I mean, apparently all DSLR cameras have a 30-minute timer for live streaming. So I have to get a camcorder. So it's a pain in the, what can I do?
Yeah, so going to the university podcast, you don't need your own camera and microphone and whatever.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Chris also said, no needs new camera, use your laptop. All right. Thank you, Sachin. I think
Thank
you were the first who mentioned the paid customers, or because I heard the strategy for converting the users, the paying users for the latter stages, but you managed to do it on this very like beta stage. And that's great. As far as I know, you were talking to those companies even before you had a product. So can't imagine what's coming next because progress is going. So hopefully your results will be growing as well.
Thank you.
Right. I don't see any other questions in the chat on YouTube. So I suppose that everyone asked whatever they wanted. And thank you guys a lot. Congrats with completing this small stage. It's still the beginning, don't forget it. And the next stage is going to be accelerator. And tomorrow during the day, our team will get in touch with everyone talking about the plans. But anyway, whatever we suggest you to do next, we're not saying you goodbye. So we'll be keep in touch with all of you, and you all have done a great job so far, really amazing job. And that's the way how we think all the other founders should come to us on boards, like going through this, building public, through this, all the stuff that you've gone through. And that's great. So Tyler also saying thanks to everyone for sharing and keep pushing. Yes. So thank you, everyone. And I don't know when will be the next time we meet here in public, but we're everyone on Twitter, so we'll let people know when is the next time, and hopefully see you soon again. Thank you, everyone, and have a great week.
Thanks. Bye.